if somehow all of us could sit in a room and that thought could be downloaded in our minds. If I saw every human being as the image of God, how would I treat it? If every person saw me as the Imago Dei, how would they treat me? And somewhere along the way, we lost that. We started making one group of people, well, you're not in the whole Imago Dei. You might be like a little bit, but you're not as much of it as I am. Right? So we see that. Okay, you're a little bit of the Imago Dei, but I'm more Imago Dei than you. Right? Yeah. And so what makes us think those things? So sometimes it's economics. Because I have more access to resources, then I have more of the Imago Dei than you do. Because you don't have the right resources, you haven't gotten the right education, and you really don't live on the right side of time. What else makes us think like that? Skin color. So, that's a touchy subject, but let's touch it for a minute. Well, I'm lighter than you, but I'm lighter than you, and then, well, my hair is straight. Well, my hair is curly, and so certainly, since there's so much of a difference, then we all can't be in the Imago Dei. Not learning, not knowing the diversity, not knowing how innovative and creative our Creator is, that colors and texture and all of those things represent His glory, and that we should be able to perceive that in one another. Here's one that has hurt me deeply: gender. Minister Troy talked about it, and I said, okay, he looked at my notes. I don't know how he did that. I was only sitting next to him about 10 minutes, so he peeked over at my notes. Jimmy Carter says that the most mistreated human in the world are women. The most mistreated people in the world are women and girls. Have you read that book? He wrote a phenomenal book about it. And it's not just American, it's global. It's a global problem. That the most mistreated individuals in the whole world are women and girls. The institutionalization and the systemic problem of sexism is just as potent and just as deadly as racism. We don't talk much about it. We make a big deal out of racism, and certainly we continue to do that. But how do we treat women and girls? How do we treat them? And I thought about that when I was looking at the video, and I love reading this little book. I keep it close by, and I think about little girls who are violated and not treated fairly in their own homes, molested. And many times it's by family members. Certainly you didn't see the Imago Dei in that little girl. When a stepfather or an uncle or a brother or a minister mistreats a little girl, what does that do to her for the rest of her life? That somehow the male that she should have trusted, that should have protected her, became the violator. And many women, many of us, have that somewhere in our deep, dark history, in our families. But what would make that happen? And what makes that right? You forgot that she was in the Imago Dei. When we talk about educational gaps, we talk about cultural gaps, we talk about religious gaps. Oh my goodness, a Muslim minister, introduces a Christian minister at the Church of Scientology. Come on, y'all know that's funny. you know, okay, I'm going to say it again. I want to laugh now, right? Y'all laugh on cue. When a Muslim minister introduces a Christian female pastor, let me not forget that part, okay, at the Church of Scientology, surely this is a pursuit of happiness. But what if this could happen all over the world? Yep. When I see him, I see the Imago Dei. When he sees me, he sees the Imago Dei. When Reverend Monica calls me and demands that I come, I hear her voice as the voice of day. And that's not just an invitation to Scientology. That's not just an invitation to come and talk. That's an invitation to be with other people who are in the image of God. Mm-hmm. And that whatever I thought, or whatever I believe, or whatever my faith, because that's one of our pursuits of happiness, that we respect the religion of others. Yeah. Am I right? Yeah. Do I know my lesson? Yeah. Have I read my book? Yeah. Have you read your book? Can I be Christian at the Church of Scientology? Yes. Can my Muslim friend and brother introduce me at the Church of Scientology? Yes. Why? Because we are all, Nicole, in the Imago Dei. Everybody said the Imago Dei. And when I saw my friend back there and he has a newborn baby, I said, hey, how's that baby? He didn't think I remembered. But of course I remembered, because you're in the image of God. Mm-hmm. And what you say mattered to me. Because when we think that we are all in the image of God, then we'll pay more attention to what we say to each other. Mm-hmm. We'll be more careful of our tone of voice. We will remember what somebody said, because that was the image of God talking to me. Mm-hmm. That wasn't just some woman or some man at the bus stop or some guy in the cafe. No, that's the image of God speaking. And it should command my full attention. That's right. How careless have we become with each other? Oh, I got to go. I don't have time. I don't have time. No, wait. Let me make time for you. When I think of freedom, and I think of being free, I think of us all understanding that we're equal. That I'm equal to you. You're a guy. I'm a girl, but we're all equal. That's freedom. That I can be in a room with you and I'm safe. That I don't have to worry about you disrespecting me. I don't have to be concerned. That's my sister over there. Because when we were looking at the bean pies, she said, it's good. I took her at her word. And guess what? It was better than good. It mattered to me what she said. It mattered to me that she was paying attention to me looking at the bean pie. It mattered to me that even while Nicole was talking to me about it, it mattered to me what she was saying. When I got on the elevator, I said, is the guy here that makes the cappuccino? I don't want Nicole to make my cappuccino. Where is the guy? Because he is in an image of God. And everybody has a gift, and everybody has a talent, and everybody has a service, and everybody has a contribution. But do we all respect it? See, freedom is when I respect your gift, you respect my gift, we respect each other's gift. Now that's real freedom. You don't let anybody hurt me, and I don't let anybody hurt you. And I don't hurt you, and you don't hurt me. I won't say words that harm you. We sing a song at the church that says, I won't let words that harm you come out of my mouth, because I need you. I need you to survive. You pray for me, and I pray for you, because I need you. You're not my color. You're not my gender. You may not even be my orientation. You may not have my education, but I love you because I need you to survive. Because if I do that, then I'm free. See, freedom begins with how I treat others. Freedom begins with how I talk to you. Freedom begins with, do I respect you? Do you still open the door for me? Oh, come on now, that was a hint. Don't miss that hint. If I'm with you and you're a guy, do you still respect me enough to open the door? And do I still respect you enough to let you? You better know. Just the little things. That's what brings freedom. Freedom is when we can live together and we can treat each other as equals. And we don't let any of these other things, these injustices that are in our culture, that are in our world, we don't let them make us hate each other. We don't listen to gossip about each other when we don't know the facts. That when you see someone that's acting out and maybe their behavior is not as you would like it to be, trying to investigate what's really going on without assuming something about that individual. See, that's freedom. Freedom is not legislated in the law. Freedom is legislated in the heart. Say it one more time. Imago Dei.
Imago Dei.
We are all created in the image of God. I love y'all.
We love you.
Do you love me?
Yes.
You better love me for real. I love y'all for real. You know why? Not because you're Scientologist, not because I'm Christian, not because he's Muslim, or not because you're an atheist or an agnostic, or you're rich or you're white or you're poor or you're black. It doesn't matter. I love you from the heart. Not because of what the Senate or the Congress has done. No one can legislate love, folks. You can't legislate freedom. It has to be an act from the heart. And it starts with one understanding that is common to us all. For we are all created in the image and the likeness of God. I've enjoyed my time. Thank you.